Hi, my name is Joan Palmiter Bajorek. I'm on a mission to decrease fluffy hype and talk about the people actually building an AI. Anyone can build an AI, including you. Whether you're terrified or excited, there's been no better time than today to dive in. Now is the time to be curious and future-proof your career, and ultimately, your income. This podcast isn't about white dudes patting themselves on the back. This is about you and me and all the paths into cool projects around the world. So what's next on your AI roadmap? Let's figure it out together. You ready? This is Your AI Roadmap, the podcast. Hey folks, I am so excited to speak with you. I get to share with you, so my book, Your AI Roadmap, Actions to Expand Your Career, Money, and Joy is coming out January 9th, 2025. And we got some amazing freebies for pre-sales before October 15th. To give you more excitement about the book, this book I've been working on so long and wrote intensively over a few months this year. Okay, so I am allowed to share a small little bits of the book to get you excited about it. You actually got to buy the book, obviously, which you can do at yourairoadmap.com, and there's a buy the book or yourairoadmap.com/buy. It'll take you directly to the Amazon page, and you could also go to yourairoadmap.com/freebies, and freebies. I'm just speaking too quickly. Freebies, you can get some awesome freebies. Let me quickly read them out. These freebies. Freebies, LinkedIn profile checklist, 17-step guide designated to maximize your LinkedIn ROI. Financial freedom mini course, discover 3-step recipe to financial independence. Start your journey towards a secure future. I can't magic your finances, obviously. The Whoop method spreadsheet, take control of your goals with this clinically validated framework. Our Whoop spreadsheet will help you plan, strive, and achieve like never before. We also, if you submit your code that you bought the book, raffle entry for prizes, limit 1 per person. $500 Alaska Airlines travel voucher. Woohoo! Terms and limitations apply. You gotta check it out. But explore new horizons with this travel voucher. A $400 personal coaching power hour with me, yours truly. Get one-on-one time with the AI guru. My team wrote this, goodness. Propel your career forward. And lastly, but potentially also fabulous, $200 home cleaning voucher. Enjoy sparkling home cleaner courtesy of our partners at hirecleaner.pro. You can focus on what matters most, a clean house. I always feel more zen, get more work done. Take care of yourself. Terms, limitations, conditions apply. They're on that page. Point being though, you're not here to hear about the freebies. Maybe you are actually. Maybe you're like, freebies, let's go. I'm here to tell you a little bit about the book and to read you the table of contents. I hope that the table of contents shows you that this book is full of research, data, stories, actionable things. There are like reflections every 3 seconds that you can fill out yourself. Okay, I actually had an early reader read my book and was like, this table of contents is too much. Who approved this? And I was like, the book's already shipped. Like that's you're just an early reader to give a testimonial. Thank you, but it's already gone. It's going. This is not the first time I've been told like too much, lots of data. Whoa. That's kind of, that's me. So let me continue. Table of contents. Disclaimer, names and pseudonyms. I use a lot of pseudonyms in this book to protect my family and friends and colleagues. Obvious reasons. Table of contents. There's a dedication. Choose your own adventure, how to read this book. There's a section about that. Frequently asked questions, FAQ, where to find answers to your questions in this book. So a lot of people send me DMs, Joan, I want this, or I want to learn about that. If you have FAQs, you can literally go to that section and find the right place in the chapter related to that. An introduction of why I wrote this book, goals of the book, you and me. So it talks about the reader and myself and kind of how I think about us communicating with each other. I share my story and I also share the scope of this book. It's just one book, right? 200, 300 pages. There's not all those things I can fit. People are going to be like, why didn't you talk enough about this? Why didn't you talk about that? Okay, but the scope of this book and what fits in it. Section part 1 is, so you want a job in AI, let's accelerate your career. Chapter 1 is, let's future-proof your career and income, volatility and opportunity in the age of AI, future-proofing your career, steps overview, resilience and mindset, the inner saboteur and thought work, imposter syndrome. That's chapter 1. Chapter 2, goals, dreams, and purpose. Craft your goals with the Whoop method, Blue Zones, the 9 lifestyle habits for living long, Ikigai, sense of purpose, the investor Arlen Hamilton, 5 career tips, and the WHOOP method, clinically validated framework for goal setting. So I talk more extensively about how much clinical validation, a lot of work has gone into validating the WHOOP method. So that's chapter 2. Chapter 3, on lily pads and rainbows, job versus career, paycheck versus income, why I focus on careers and income, and questions for reflection. Chapter 4, people, people, people. Weak ties will help me rise 80% of your effort on your network. My 80% networking rule for career building, people first career building, 80% people, 15% projects, 5% skills recipe. Strength of weak ties and LinkedIn research, Taylor's dad. My biggest professional opportunities and the person who helped me get it. There is a table, you will see. I list out the biggest opportunities and the literal person, pseudonym, who helped me get that job or opportunity. Avoid networking list, 11 common reasons and excuses why people tell me they hate networking, and effective networking list, 10 ways to prepare for effective networking questions for you. The power of a cup of coffee, informational interviews, and coffee intros. Marian's story, my friend Marian, from Amazon layoff to 55 coffee chats to job offer. Very inspiring and slightly scary story. And mentorship and connectors. So that's all chapter 4. Chapter 5, personal brand, get credit for your work and hone your brand. Personal brand, my personal brand. Your personal brand, colors and adjectives. Personal brand via LinkedIn profile, email, inboxes. That's chapter 5. Chapter 6, left, right, and center, pivots, resilience, and connecting the dots via storytelling. Own your story. That's a relatively short chapter, but very important. Chapter 7, chasing the AI rocket ship. Your next steps for a fleeting job market. So a lot of people ask me, I want to get a job in AI, blah, blah, blah. It's the only way to save myself. I have a chapter on it, but honestly, having been in 2 AI layoffs myself, I can tell you that is not going to be the resilience about your career. I really don't believe it. I've had performance reviews that were phenomenal. 2 weeks later, got cut. It was really painful. So if you're like, I have a narrow focus, I want a job in AI, there's a chapter specifically about that. But as I say over here, fleeting job market, chasing the rocket ship, right? I don't know if I can really recommend that to you, but you do you. AI job salaries. I show some data about job salaries that are online and projecting from jobs today to the future. So kind of looking out about recommendations. I got some data from NVIDIA and otherwise. Okay, chapter 8, actions speak louder than words, degrees, portfolios, and getting credit. Your portfolio, get credit for the work you've already done. Literally the number one mistake I see a lot of people making. They don't even get credit for what they've done like 6 months ago. Get organized and intentional. The STAR method, project storytelling. Get proof, get credit. Take the next small steps, concept of prototyping. The stories we tell, the STAR and WHOOP methods. Your personal brand course. Recap of future-proofing your career steps, and get ready to talk about money. So that's chapter 8. So from chapters 1 through 8, we're talking about careers, right? You're hearing me talk about portfolios, personal branding, networking, how to define your goals. But overall, we're seeing the volatility and opportunity in the age of AI, how you're going to be future-proofing your career, right? And thinking about the mindset, the goals, jobs versus career, people first networking. I've got a lot of data behind this. It's not just like Joan's thoughts. I really have a lot of data. 2 billion LinkedIn data points, for example, is on one of these studies, informing these decisions, thinking about AI careers and how you set up your portfolio and taking the next small steps. So that's the first 8 chapters of the book. You ready for the second part? The second part is about finances. So part 2, beyond the day job, future-proofing your income and entrepreneurship. So in chapter 9, it's bleeped out, but the B word, better have my money, beyond the 9 to 5, finances, and my 22 income streams. I did not realize I had 22 income streams, okay? I was like, I have a reasonable number of income streams, but I have 22, and I list them out all in this book for you. Groceries and Trader Joe's cheese. I got a story about that. Income and expansion, revenue streams. My 3-part financial freedom recipe, know, grow, and be in control. My 21 income streams, as I mentioned. A note on net worth, the quote taboo of talking about money and who it serves. U.S. Census salary data by race, gender, and sexuality. I've got a table literally outlining the breakdown of who gets paid what based on U.S. Census data. Ooh, painful. Wealth in the City, 4 fabulous pals. A note for my beloved older readers. I got some tidbit notes for older readers from a multimillionaire who shares some little nuggets that I put in the book, as well as Hail Mary, Universal Basic Income. I talk about what it is and why I don't believe it's going to help save anybody. Instead, what I recommend, chapter 10, you want to be a millionaire. Money in, money out, shooting for 7 figures. You can only make as much money as you earn, so let's earn more. A note on taxes, debt. I talk about credit card, medical, student, auto loans, lifestyle creep, when living expenses balloon, and my beat up car. I have a beat up car right now. True fact. So I want to just pause here for a second. I know that talking about money isn't always comfortable. I talk about the taboo. An early reader was like, this is so taboo. Are you really sharing this with the world? You're going to get trolls. It's like, yo, I already get trolls. And B, I'm going to get more trolls. But I believe in my heart of hearts that my listeners, that my community wants real talk about real money. Am I doing everything perfectly? No. But I have learned some phenomenal things from my mentors, a few career steps ahead of me when I've negotiated some of the biggest contracts of my life. And I was scared because I was like, I knew the technical stuff, right? I got to the point where I'm at this contract. But then there's all this paperwork and all these things to negotiate, and I'm out of my depth. So I talked to my mentors, and I'm like, yo, please help me negotiate. And they shared things that I share in my revenue streams. There's a reason I got this many revenue streams. All the little tweaks and pieces of the puzzle. Equity here, signing bonus there, thinking about all kinds of advisory things. You can make a lot of money, like a lot of money, thinking about these different things. Maybe I don't know, I don't want to get too morose with you all, but like when I think about my death and what's important to me to share with you all and democratizing power and wealth and knowledge, this is stuff that I did not learn in public school and private school for decades. In the United States, I didn't have this education. So along the way, literally, I'm getting too philosophical maybe, but like, I wish I'd had this even 2 years ago, this type of resource to real talk about money in an inclusive, modern, expansive way. Okay, I will stop. Maybe you're not there for that, but I'm happy to talk more about my why of this book and why it's so important to me to openly talk about money. So if you're not comfortable and you don't want to talk money, you can just close that part of the book and really focus on that career part. But I swear to you, this financial part of the book is really, really important. So talking about 6 figures, talking about 7 figures. In chapter 11, your money's making money. I talk about saving versus investing. I talk about investing is better than saving and a note on inflation, stocks and stock market. Only one stock is risky. I talk about diversification, which is a complex word, but a very easy concept. Diversify. Don't put all your money into one thing. Many things. Okay. And historical stock market performance over 150 years. I've got some amazing research about some people who do research on like, is it time in the market, but it's actually time across the market and a diverse portfolio across time. I mean, one of my portfolios has done over 40% in a year. It's wild how much money can be made through investing in smart and kind of maybe boring ways. So check that out. That's chapter 11. Chapter 12, how much money do you want? I'm a very data-driven person. I like to do data. Goals, retirement, and financial independence. Goal setting, financial timelines, retirement, care, and aging. What is financial independence? Maybe you've heard this word like financial independence. You're like, is that a ton of bros? Indeed not. Financial independence is explained. How much money do I need to retire? What is your financial independence number? I've got a calculation so you can do it for yourself. And then wants versus needs. So this chapter is really data-driven, very goal-driven. Instead of be like, how much money do I need to retire? Dunno. You can literally calculate it. I know what my number is. I recommend you do as well. Chapter 13, are you ready for it? Wealth expansion. So some people tell me like, oh, I want to make more money. I want to bring more income, but like, whoa, how, what? I have 57 in total, but 41 ideas in that section of how to grow your income streams. 5 common paths to become a millionaire. Starting simple, 5 simple steps to make a side income. Okay, you've probably got some side hustles maybe, but really think about how to do that in a dedicated way. Thought work revisited. 16 fancy obstacles to avoid. List of things you do not need to start, like your uncle's approval. Your rich uncle, do you have one of those? Anyway, you don't need his permission. Pine coning, label and addressing fears. It's a lot about mindset. So much about mindset. 41 income stream ideas from easy to difficult. I literally list them out. You can pick, look around. Some I've done. Tutoring this, sold some plants that, for sure. Operational costs, quick cash, and revenue is not profit. Important pitfalls to avoid. Just because you can sell a lot, if you are spending so much money running the company that you have no profit, you got to watch that money in and money out. Yeah? Okay, we're almost there. Chapter 14, you better work, get organized, find time, make money. I give direct examples about how I founded University of Washington's French Club, founding Women in Voice, just start online businesses, scaling to 1 million in revenue, and the 3-step PSS framework. Marketing strategy flywheels, 5. When an early reader was reading this and they're like, what's the secret sauce? Like, share more concrete details. I was like, okay, all right, you want some secret sauce? So 5 secret sauce tips of entrepreneurship from someone who's been doing it, hustling in the weeds. I've got the framework itself that you can fill out for yourself, the PSS framework of scaling to $1 million in revenue starting with 8 weeks. A note on time, a note on AI for business, the goal of $1 million in revenue and what that kind of means, as well as advanced revenue tips. So it ends up being 57 in total, and questions for reflection. Okay, there's a lot going on here, right? It's only $35. It's only $35 for all of this? Okay, let's keep going. Chapter 15, how financial freedom feels. Fire me, I don't care, my income is future-proofed. Woo, that's pretty confident. Future-proofing your income on wealth, goals, and values. Side effects of income expansion. Warning, results may include happiness. Future-proofing your career. The Whoop Method goal for financial independence. Financial freedom power hour, make the time. From food stamps to multimillionaire, there's a story about Arlen Hamilton. Your AI roadmap, future-proofed career and income framework. Almost there. Chapter 16, haters gonna hate. Let's say I'm wrong. So I do this like counter thing where I'm like, what if you didn't act? What if you don't follow any of this advice in this book? Results of inaction, unaware of your goals. Results of inaction, don't take the next small steps. Result of inaction, no network, no landing the job, no bringing in income. Results of inaction, no research or compensation or negotiation, being underpaid. Oof. Results of inaction, living in fear and financial insecurity. Wait, that was one of the hardest chapters to write because I was like, this is so negative. Like really, if you sit on your thumbs, it is bad. It is bad. So taking that action. I was actually also told by early readers the word like, what was it? Actionable or like checklist was used too many times. So anyway, I'm an action-oriented to-do list kind of person. And then the last, chapter 17, Beyond AI's Horizon, Mindset and an Irresistible Revolution. Growth mindset, democratization of power and wealth, the power of yet, joy in meeting, conclusions and opportunities for change, an irresistible revolution, and reflections of the whole book. I got an epilogue, acknowledgements, and my bio. Huzzah! So that is the table of contents. I hope that any one of these chapters is of interest to you. I look forward to hearing which ones you love most. Please buy the book. Pre-sales matter so much. And you're like, oh, pre-sales, I'll get, if you're listening to this and you're like, oh, I won't get the book until January. Okay, but pre-sales, $35, which I know can be a lot of money, but it helps with bestsellers. It's whether people want to consider this book for awards. It helps this book get seen in a broader sense. It would be such an honor if you find any of this podcast interesting, if you found any of the topics on this table of contents interesting. I swear you will love the book. It is my heartfelt desire to support you in your endeavors, in your career, in your finances, in your best life through these volatile times of AI. This book is that roadmap for you that I wrote with my heart and love and soul. Okay, I will try not to be too cheesy. You can find the book at yourairoadmap.com. That's our splash page website. You'll see the book. It's a beautiful cover. You can also go directly to the link to buy it on Amazon, yourairoadmap.com/buy. B-U-Y. Buy it. Thank you so much for listening. I hope this table of contents shared more nuggets of what this book actually is about, the data, the research, the storytelling, the actionable things directly for you. One of our readers, our early testimonial, she said, like, I'll keep this book on my book stand and like pull it out when I need it. I'll have another episode about like reading some of the testimonials. Some really lovely people wrote some really kind things about what this book felt like to them. And I'm just so honored to share it with you. So thank you. That was the table of contents. Have a good rest of your day. Bye. Oh, gosh, was that fun? Did you enjoy that episode as much as I did? Can you please rate, review, subscribe, send it to your friend, DM your boss, follow wherever you get your podcasts. Next episode drops soon. Hey, and one more thing. This is the legal language. This podcast is presented solely for educational and entertainment purposes. I am not a licensed therapist or CPA. This podcast is not intended as a substitute for the advice of a professional coach, financial advisor, or other qualified professional. Got it? Good. See you on the next one.